Hey, hunters. Welcome back to the shadows. Tonight, you're about to hear a lost case that never made it into the journal, but should've. They were driving along Route 54 when the sky began to gray. Not from rain. Not from sunset. Just, like that, like the air itself had decided to grow heavier. "I'm starting to hate October," Dean said, one hand on the wheel, the other flipping a Back in Black cassette. "It's the month where everything looks beautiful, right before it rots." "You're just mad you didn't get the last slice of pizza," Sam replied, eyes still locked on his laptop screen. "That wasn't just pizza. It was an artifact. Pepperoni, mozzarella, garlic sauce, and freshness. Now. Cold mold. Like a metaphor for our lives." Sam didn't answer. He was reading a news alert. Another murder in Farmington, Illinois. A young student found with a knife in her chest. At the scene, a Ghostface mask. Police suspect a copycat. Dean glanced over. "Great. Another psycho who thinks, 'I know who you are,' is a romantic opener." "Not just a copycat," Sam said. "Third one in 2 months. Same method. Same mask. But no traces. No fingerprints. Like he just appears and vanishes." "Well, if he wants to be legit, he should have made a better sequel," Dean muttered. "Until then, it's police work. We don't hunt maniacs with bad taste in horror movies." 6 hours later, they rolled into Farmington. The town looked like a typical college town. Narrow streets. Old lampposts. Coffee shops with free Wi-Fi signs. And everywhere, posters. Horror Night, October 31st. Rare cut of Scream screening. "Of course," Dean muttered. "Because when people say, 'rare cut,' it always ends well." They found a motel, Sleep Tight Inn, with a sign where the T flickered like a warning. "Sleep tight," Dean repeated. "After what we've seen, that sounds like a challenge. Maybe it actually is peaceful here," Sam suggested. "Towns where one-letter flickers are never peaceful. Either there's a demon, a serial killer, or..." He glanced at a brochure stand. "A woman way too happy to see men with interesting appearances." That night, they stopped at a bar, the Hollow Oak. An old tree grew right through the roof. Inside, students, beer, music from Pulp Fiction. They sat in a corner. Ordered 2 beers. Nearby, a group of students laughing, joking. "So, did Lauren Carter really die by Ghostface hand?" asked a girl with pink hair. "Yeah," said a guy in an "I Survived Horror Fest" t-shirt. "Found in her room. Mask. Knife. And a note, 'Hi Sydney. It's me again.' The creepiest part," added another, "is that no one saw him enter or leave. Like, he just appeared." "Maybe it's not even human," said a third. "Maybe it's a spirit. Or a movie that became real." Dean turned to Sam. "So, brother, wanna offer them supernatural consulting? Or therapy?" Sam muttered. They left through the back door, shortcut to the car. Night. Silence. Only wind in the leaves. Then, a scream. Sharp. Short. Like it was cut off mid-sentence. They ran toward it. In the alley, a body. A girl. Knife in her chest. Ghostface mask over her face. Hands frozen mid-scream. And at the end of the alley, a figure. In a black cloak. Wearing the mask. Running. "Stay with her," Dean shouted. "I'll get him." He sprinted after it. Fast. Precise. Closing the gap. Around the corner, he caught up. Slammed him from behind. Spun him around. The figure fell. Dean pinned him down, ready to fight. But when he ripped off the mask, underneath, nothing. Empty air. Like he was holding smoke. The figure vanished. Only the cloak remained. And the mask, lying on the pavement. Dean froze. Then slowly picked up the mask. "Well," he said, staring at it, "now I officially hate Halloween." He returned to Sam. Sam was still checking for a pulse. "She's dead," Sam said quietly. "And it wasn't human, was it?" "No," Dean answered. "A human wouldn't just vanish. This is something else. Something using the mask as a form. They called the police. Said they found the body. Left out the chase. On the drive back, silence. Real silence. Not just absence of sound. Like the world was holding its breath." "So," Dean finally said, "now we're hunting a ghost killer who quotes horror movies." "Looks like it," Sam replied. "But here's the thing, why did it run?" "Ghosts don't run. They wait. They stalk. This one. It wanted to escape." Dean glanced in the rearview mirror. Just darkness. But for a second, it looked like the mask was on the back seat. Watching. Smiling. He blinked. It was gone. "Because," he said quietly, "it knows we're coming for it. Which means, it fears us. Or it's playing a game." They didn't sleep. Not because the motel was loud. It wasn't. It was too quiet. Like the walls had been emptied of sound. Like the building itself was holding its breath. Dean sat on the edge of the bed, cleaning his gun. Not because it needed it. Because movement kept the thoughts at bay. Sam paced. Reading through old news archives on his laptop, articles from 1984, police reports, film reviews. It wasn't just Scream, Sam said. There was a real case behind it. A director named Daniel Morton. In 1984, he made a horror film called The Whisper Man. Shot in black and white. Ultra low budget. But when it screamed, people died. Not from accidents. From fear. Heart attacks. Strokes. One woman screamed until she lost her voice, then bled from her ears. "Great," Dean muttered. "A movie that kills you. I've seen Friday the 13th Part 7, but even that didn't try to murder me." "It wasn't the film," Sam said. "It was him." Morton was obsessed with fear. Studied cults, rituals, psychological breakdowns. He believed terror could open a door to something older. Then he vanished. Police found his body in an abandoned theater. Hanged. No suicide note. Just one phrase carved into the wall. "He will speak through the screen." Dean exhaled. Looked at the Ghostface mask on the table. Still there. Still watching. So what? He cursed his own movie. Worse. He didn't die. He became part of it. And now, every time someone watches The Whisper Man, he comes back. The next morning, they visited the university film department. An old professor with tired eyes handed them a file. "That case was buried for a reason," he said. "We don't talk about Daniel Morton. His film was pulled after 3 screenings. Every copy supposedly destroyed. But students, they find things. Bootlegs. Lost tapes. And once in a while, someone plays it. And then someone dies," Sam said. "Not always. But sometimes, the viewer changes. Starts seeing the mask. Hearing the phone ring. And then they disappear." Dean flipped through the file. Photos of victims. All young. All found with knives. All near TVs or projectors. One photo caught his eye. A VHS tape, labeled "The Whisper Man, Final Cut, Do Not Play." "Where is it now?" Dean asked. "In storage. Locked. Protected." "Yeah. Let's go test that protection." That night, they broke into the archive. No alarms. No guards. Just dust, silence, and rows of forgotten reels. And in a steel locker, sealed with red tape, was the tape. Dean held it up. Felt cold. Too cold. "You really think we should play this?" Sam asked. "If it's what brings him back," Dean said, "then it's also how we beat him. We need to see what we're dealing with." They took it to the Impala. Hooked up a portable player. Dean pressed play. The screen flickered. Black and white. Grainy. Then, a phone rings. Off screen. A teenage girl answers. She laughs. Then, she sees something. Her face twists. She screams. Not from pain. From pure, soul-crushing fear. The camera pans to the window. No figure. No knife. Just a reflection. And in it, the Ghostface mask. Smiling. Then, cut to black. Text appears. "You are watching. He is watching you." Suddenly, the Impala's radio turned on. Same ringtone. Same call. Dean yanked the wires out. Silence. But Sam was pale. Staring at the screen. "I saw it, Dean. When the girl screamed." The mask turned toward the camera. And blinked. Dean looked at the tape. At the label. Then at the city around them. "This isn't just a movie. It's a trap. And we just sprung it." They didn't leave the car. Not because they were afraid. But because fear had already gotten inside. The air in the Impala felt heavier. Colder. Like it remembered the scream. Dean ejected the tape. Wrapped it in salt-soaked cloth. Stuffed it deep into his duffel, like burying a live grenade. "We don't watch that thing again," he said. "Not unless we want to become part of the movie." "It's not just the tape," Sam said, still staring at the blank screen. "It's the idea. Every time someone talks about Morton, watches a clip, even jokes about Ghostface, they feed him. He doesn't need a grave. He doesn't need bones. He lives in attention. In fear. In the myth. So we're not hunting a ghost," Dean said. "We're hunting a rumor with a knife. And he can go anywhere," Sam added. "Any town. Any house. As long as someone believes in him." Dean looked out the window. A group of students walked past, laughing, holding tickets. Horror night, rare cut of Scream. One wore a cheap Ghostface mask as a joke. Snapped a photo with friends. "Oh, you've got to be kidding me," Dean muttered. The next morning, they tracked down Professor Elias Crow, retired film historian and the only surviving investigator from the 1984 case. His house sat on the edge of town, surrounded by dead trees, barbed wire, and motion sensor lights that flickered like nervous eyes. Crow opened the door slowly. Eyes sharp. Too alert. "I've been waiting for hunters," he said. "Not you specifically. But people who see what others ignore." Inside, walls covered in diagrams, photos of victims, red string connecting everything. And shelves, stacked with VHS tapes, all labeled in red ink. "The Whisper Man, Do Not Play." Morton wasn't insane, Crow said, pouring weak tea. He was obsessed. He believed fear was a frequency. That if you tuned into it, through ritual, media, belief, you could open a door. He didn't make a movie. He built a conduit. And when it played, something came through. And now it's back, Sam said. Because the door was never closed. It was just quiet. Until someone turned up the volume. Dean looked around. At the madness on the walls. You've been watching this for 20 years. Containing it. Tracking every mention. Deleting bootlegs. Warning students. But lately. It's spreading faster. Fueled by the internet. By memes. By Halloween parties where kids wear his face like a joke. Then we break the circuit, Dean said. No one watches. No one talks. No fear. No power. Easy to say, Crow said. Hard to do. Try telling a generation raised on jump scares to stop being afraid. That night, Dean woke up gasping. Not from a nightmare. From a phone ringing. On the nightstand. No phone. But the sound was real. Echoing. He answered. A distorted voice whispered. Do you like scary movies? He threw the imaginary phone across the room. Looked at the mirror. There, just for a second, stood the figure. Mask. Cloak. One gloved hand raised. Then gone. Sam stirred. You okay? Yeah, Dean lied. Just bad pizza. But he knew. It wasn't over. It wasn't even hiding anymore. It was watching. Waiting. And it knew their names. They found her at the campus library, surrounded by stacks of film journals, highlighters, and a laptop playing silent clips of Scream. Kelly Marsh. Organizer of Horror Night. 22. Sharp eyes. A streak of silver in her dark hair, like a scar she wore proudly. You're the ones asking about Morton, she said, not looking up. I've been expecting you. Why? Sam asked. Because no one cares about a dead director from the ADS, unless they know what he really made. She turned the screen. A split view. Left, The Whisper Man, bootleg footage. Right, a police report titled Deaths Linked to Film Screening, Farmington, Illinois, 1984. My father was Detective Paul Marsh, she said. He led the investigation. He disappeared 2 weeks after the last screening. No body. No note. Just, gone. Dean exchanged a look with Sam. Another hunter lost. Another family broken. You think he's still out there? Sam asked gently. No. I think he's in there. She tapped the screen. In the film. Morton didn't just kill people. He pulled them into it. Like ghosts trapped in a loop. Dean leaned forward. So why are you hosting Horror Night? Isn't that like poking a hornet's nest with a selfie stick? Because I need answers, Kelly said. And the only way to get them is to play the real version. Not Scream. Not a remake. The original cut of The Whisper Man. The one that started it all. That's suicide, Dean said. Maybe. But if I don't do it, no one will. And he'll keep coming back. Through copycats. Through memes. Through kids who wear his mask for fun. Sam studied her. Saw the grief. The fire. The same look he saw in the mirror every day. We'll help you, he said. But on our terms. No solo screenings. No live streams. And if we say run, you run. Deal, Kelly said. But I'm not leaving until I know what happened to him. Later, in the Impala, Dean broke the silence. She's got guts. I'll give her that. She's also a target, Sam said. The more she talks about the film, the stronger he gets. She's feeding him just by wanting the truth. So we protect her. And we burn the tape. If we can find it. Oh, we'll find it. Because someone dumb enough to rewatch a death film, Is probably dumb enough to brag about it online. Dean fired up the laptop. Typed. The Whisper Man, full movie download site. One result stood out. Scarecrow.net, the ultimate horror vault. Rare. Unseen. Lethal. Bingo, Dean said. Let's go visit the world's stupidest film nerd. The film nerd lived in a basement apartment behind a shuttered video store. No name on the door. Just a sticker. I paused my game to be here. Dean knocked. Twice. Then picked the lock. Inside, darkness. And heat. Dozens of monitors flickered with horror clips. Walls covered in posters, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, A Nightmare on Elm Street. And in the center, a boy, maybe 17, hunched over a keyboard, fingers flying. You've got 5 seconds to explain why you're breaking into my lair, he said without turning. Or I unleash the firewall. We're not here for your porn stash, Dean said. We want the Whisper Man. The kid spun around. Glasses. Hoodie. Energy drink in hand. Name tag on his desk, JAX, digital archivist and horror historian, unofficial. Nobody says that title out loud, Jack said. You'll summon it. Too late, Sam said. It's already killed 3 people. Jax froze. Then smirked. Urban legend. I've watched it 6 times. Still alive. Still hot. You idiot, Dean snapped. You don't just watch cursed media. You don't test gravity by jumping off a roof. Look, I get it, Jack said. Old guy dies, movie gets banned, spooky stories spread. But I digitized it. Cleaned the grain. Added subtitles. It's not dangerous. It's preservation. He pulled up the file. The _whisper_man_UHD_restored.mkv. Size, 4.7 gigabytes. Views, 3,892. Comments, bruh this is so basic lol. First, why is this trending? You uploaded it? Sam asked, stunned. To the internet? Scarecrow.net, Jack said proudly. Over 20k subs. We share rare cuts, lost films, cursed tapes. It's a community. A movement. A movement toward a mass panic, Dean muttered. How many have watched it? Thousands. Across forums, torrents, mirror sites. It's viral now. There's even a challenge, watch it alone. Survive. Post proof. Sam looked at Dean. Said nothing. But they both knew. This wasn't just a local haunting anymore. It was a digital outbreak. That night, Kelly called. They found another body. Near the old theater. Same mask. Same knife. But the victim. He was one of Jax's subscribers. Posted a video, I survived the Whisper Man. 10 minutes later, he screamed. Then silence. It's spreading, Sam said. Through every download. Every view. Every joke. Then we cut the signal, Dean said. He turned to Jax. You're going to help us take down every copy. Every link. Every server. No way. Jax protested. That film is history. Culture. You can't erase art. Art doesn't leave bodies, Dean said. And right now, you're not a historian. You're patient zero. Jax hesitated. Then nodded. Okay. But if we're killing it, we do it right. With a funeral stream. A final screening. And a message, this ends here. Dean looked at Sam. Smirked. Kid's got style. I like him. You would, Sam said. He's reckless, arrogant, and thinks he's immortal. Classic Dean traits. "Hey, I never uploaded a death film," Dean said. "On purpose." They called it the last screening. Not a party. Not a prank. A ritual. Jax used his admin access to redirect every link to the Whisper Man to a single livestream. Sam and Dean wrote the script. Kelly stood at the center of it all, her father's badge pinned to her jacket. The location, the abandoned Orpheum Theater, where Morton's film had its final screening in 1984. Rotting seats. Peeling curtains. A projector still standing like a forgotten priest. Cameras rolled. Live audience, 50 students, hunters, curious locals. Stream going out to thousands online. Dean adjusted the mic. Looked into the lens. "Hey. If you're watching this, you've probably seen The Whisper Man. Maybe you laughed. Maybe you screamed. Maybe you thought it was fake." He paused. Let the silence stretch. "It's not. People have died because of that film. Good people. Curious people. People who just wanted to see something real." Kelly stepped forward. "My father died because of it. Not in a car crash. Not of natural causes. He vanished. And I believe, he's trapped inside that movie." Jax took the mic next. "I uploaded it. I thought it was cool. I thought I was preserving history. But I was spreading a virus. And I'm sorry." He hit a button on his laptop. The screen behind them lit up. Not with horror. Not with blood. With text. "This film does not exist. It never did. The man behind it is gone. The victims are remembered. The fear ends here." Then, Dean stepped in. Wearing a cheap Ghostface mask, and bright yellow duck print pajama top. "Hi. I'm Ghostface," he said, deadpan. "And I've got some bad news. I'm not scary anymore. I'm outdated. My Wi-Fi is trash. I can't even stream in HD. And honestly, my whole scary phone call thing, it's been done. Try being original." The crowd froze. Then, someone snorted. Then laughed. Then the whole room erupted. Dean kept going. "If you're gonna haunt someone, at least bring better material. A jump scare. Lazy. A knife. Basic. Come back when you've got CGI, a decent script, and maybe a therapist." Laughter exploded. People filmed it. Shared it. Labeled it, "Ghostface roasted by random dude in PJs." And somewhere, in the static between servers, in the echo of deleted files, he screamed. Not in rage. In disbelief. His power, built on fear, reverence, myth, was being torn apart. By mockery. Backstage, Sam checked the EMF meter. It spiked, once. Then flatlined. "He's weakening," Sam said. Every laugh cuts him deeper. "Good," Dean said, peeling off the mask. "Let's make it permanent." Jax pulled up a command window. "I've queued the purge. On your mark, every copy gets overwritten with this stream. Metadata wiped. Seeds killed. Links dead." "Do it," Kelly said. Jax pressed enter. Across the internet, thousands of downloads froze. Replaced by the message. "This content has been retired. Try something less deadly." And in that moment, the lights in the theater flickered. Not from power failure. From presence. From anger. Then, silence. Real silence. Like the world had exhaled. "We did it," Jax whispered. "For now," Sam said. "But myths don't die easy. If someone finds a copy, if they play it alone in the dark. He'll come back. Then we stay ready, Dean said. And next time, we bring popcorn. They thought it was over. For 3 days, nothing. No screams. No sightings. No viral horror clips. Even Jax admitted, the views are dead. The comments stopped. It's quiet. Dean started to believe it. He even played Back in Black at normal volume, without checking the mirrors. But Sam didn't relax. He kept scanning forums. Monitoring EMF spikes. Watching Kelly. She hadn't left Farmington. Said she needed closure. Spent hours in her father's old office at the police archive, digging through case files no one else had touched in 20 years. Then, on the 4th night, she called. I found something. Not in the reports. In a personal journal. My dad wrote. Morton didn't just want fear. He wanted an audience. And if no one is watching, he can't exist. But if even one person sees him, he will return. Sam froze. Kelly, where are you? In the evidence locker. I found a backup tape. Unlabeled. Still warm. Get out. Now. Too late. The line went dead. They arrived in under 5 minutes. The station dark. Doors unlocked. Inside, the evidence room was intact. But the tape was gone. Only a single VHS shell remained. And a message written in dust on the table. You didn't think it was that easy, did you? Dean cursed. Someone played it. Or worse, Sam said. Recorded it. They tracked the signal to a dorm basement, Jax's private server, a jury-rigged hard drive he'd kept as a backup for research. Jax answered the door, pale. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to study the audio patterns. I played it once. On mute. Through headphones. Mute doesn't matter, Dean snapped. You watched. You saw him. And that's all he needs. Suddenly, lights died. The server whirred to life. A monitor flickered. There, on screen, was the Ghostface mask. Not static. Not grainy. Clear. High definition. And behind it, echoing from every speaker in the room, a voice. I'm back. And this time, I'm streaming in 4K. Shadows moved. Not from light. From data. A figure formed, taller now. Cloaked in digital noise. Holding a knife made of corrupted pixels. It stepped forward. Out of the screen. The thing that stepped out of the screen wasn't just a ghost. It was an evolution. No longer bound to masks or knives alone. Its form flickered, sometimes human, sometimes pure static. It moved through Wi-Fi signals, security cameras, even Jax's phone screen. Every device in the room became its eye. Its voice came from every speaker. You tried to erase me. But I live in every screen. Every late-night watch. Every what if whispered in the dark. Dean fired, salt round at point-blank range. The figure staggered, but didn't fall. Just glitched. Reformed. Laughed, a sound like a corrupted audio file. We can't shoot what's not solid, Sam said. He's not just a spirit anymore. He's digital and real. A hybrid. And he's stronger than ever. Kelly grabbed Jax's laptop. Pulled up the live stream archive of the last screening. Then we fight him with what broke him before. You mean, mockery? Dean asked. Not just that. We remind people he's not invincible. That he's not eternal. That he's just a failed director with a knife and a mask. So we go viral again. Jax said. But this time, on purpose. Yeah, Dean said, smirking. Only better. We don't just laugh at him. We erase him. They set up in the Impala, put open, laptop plugged into the battery. Sam rewound the roast footage. Kelly added her father's journal entry as text overlay. He feeds on fear. Starve him of it. Jax encrypted a kill switch command. Once uploaded, it would overwrite every hidden copy with the video. This is insane, Jax muttered. We're fighting a god of fear, with a meme. Welcome to our lives, Dean said. Now hit upload. The stream went live. Title: Ghostface destroyed, official roast plus digital exorcism. Views climbed fast. Comments flooded in. Bro really got cancelled by a dude in pajamas. This is the dumbest thing I've ever loved. R.I.P. Whisper Man. You were mid. On screen, the figure screamed. Not in rage. In dread. Because it understood. When you're no longer feared, you become a joke. And when you're a joke, you can be deleted. It lunged at Dean. Dean didn't flinch. Held up his phone, playing the roast loop. Say it with me, freak. I can't even stream in HD. The creature shrieked, its form fracturing. Pixels peeled away. Like old film burning. Now. Sam shouted. Jax hit send. Across networks, hard drives, forgotten backups. The purge activated. Every hidden copy of the Whisper Man dissolved into the roast video. Metadata erased. Seeds dead. Myth overwritten. The figure collapsed, kneeling, glitching, fading. Then, whispered, in Daniel Morton's real voice. I only wanted to be remembered. And vanished. Not with a bang. Not with a scream. With silence. And a single line of corrupted text on the monitor. File not found. They didn't celebrate. Not at first. The silence after a digital ghost dies isn't loud. It's clean. Like static that finally resolves into signal. Jack sat on the floor of his basement, staring at the blank screen. I deleted history. No, Kelly said, kneeling beside him. You buried a curse. There's a difference. Sam closed the laptop. EMF meter silent. No flicker in the lights. No whispers from the vents. Just the hum of the Impala's engine outside, steady, real, alive. Dean stood by the window. Looked at the town. Students walking home. Cafes open. No masks. No fear. We did it, huh? He said quietly. For now, Sam replied. But you know how this goes. Someone will find a copy. Someone will say his name 3 times in the dark. And he'll crawl back out of the screen. Then we'll roast him again, Dean said. With better jokes. Maybe add subtitles. Kelly handed them a manila folder. Her father's case file. Photos. Notes. A final entry. If you're reading this, tell my daughter I tried to close the door. Tell her I love her. And tell the hunters, some stories should stay lost. She looked at them. Eyes tired. But lighter. Thank you. I don't know if I got closure. But I got truth. And that's something. Dean nodded. Didn't say anything. Just gave her a half smile. The kind that says, I've been there. That night, they drove past a sign. Brookhaven, Indiana, 30 miles. On the radio, local news. Miracle in Brookhaven, a man declared terminal has made a full recovery after visiting Reverend Lyle. Doctors call it unexplainable. Dean reached over. Turned it down. Looked at Sam. Sounds familiar. Sam exhaled. Opened his laptop. pulled up the case file. Yeah. But this one's different. Sure it is. Just like every other, normal, miracle. Dean cranked up, "Welcome to the jungle." Smiled. "Then let's go see what kind of preacher thinks faith doesn't come with a price." Sam shook his head. But he was already smiling. The Impala roared forward. Into the open road. Into the next dark. Into the hunt. And somewhere, deep in a forgotten server farm, a single corrupted file sat in a dead directory. No one remembered it. No one feared it. But in its code, buried beneath layers of deletion, one line remained. "He will speak through the screen." Waiting for the next viewer.